very little word or warning, landfall dropped onto the mystery factions. The spooky faction just launched less than a week after the pirate faction. Without any further ado, please enjoy my in-depth look at the new spooky faction. The first unit in this faction is the Skeleton Warrior. It's the cheapest and least powerful out of the lot. Its design is pretty amazing. Aside from being a skeleton, this calcium-rich crusader has a medieval helmet, shin guards, and what remains of a pair of trousers, all team coloured. This skeleton unit will set you back 100 points for including it in your army. Costing the same as a squire, I see no reason for you to not choose the Skeleton Warrior. Having both a sword and a shield, it can attack faster than the squire. It also looks much cooler. This unit also possesses some sort of ability that forces enemies to walk in the opposite direction. As a little bonus, this unit falls into little pieces once killed, which looks pretty damn satisfying. For such an abnormal design, it still keeps the tab style really well. The second of the skeletons, the Skeleton Archer, is the ranged counterpart to the warrior. The skeleton wears what remains of clothes with a hood, gauntlets and boots still left over before this individual kicked the bucket. What else stands out about this unit is that its bow shoots fire arrows, further adding to the ever-growing variants of bow and arrow. The fire arrows of course do fire damage, which hurts the unit even after the initial impact of the shot. This Skeleton Archer costs 140 points, exactly the same as the ordinary archer, and from what I can tell they do the exact same damage, with a similar or if not the same amount of health. This odd looking unit is the Candlehead. As the name implies, this unit has a candle on its head. It also has candles for arms that this Candlehead unit uses as its primary and only weapons. The Candlehead fires small shots of blue flame out of the previously mentioned candle arms. As well as dealing damage, this attack induces a knockback effect, turning the target blue and levitating them backwards, quite a significant amount. This effect makes the Candlehead extremely useful for protecting ranged units from harm. This attack does do damage, however it's a pretty small amount, requiring 3 shots to take out a clubber. So this unit is best suited for support, and this unit costs only 200 points, further supporting this role. Moving on to its cosmetic features, this unit's attire consists of robes with golden armbands, and the white bib with a golden outline, making this unit look like a priest for some sort of weird candle cult. Next up, the Vampire. Yet another extremely fun unit. How the Vampire attacks is quite different from the rest of the game. The attack starts with the Vampire tackling an enemy to the ground, and then it proceeds to suck the enemy's blood. This drains health pretty quickly, and the tackle renders the victim defenseless. This blood draining attack doesn't appear to have any other effect than just doing damage. The Vampire also owns the ability to morph into a bat for travelling longer distances. Now for the appearance. The Vampire wears a white t-shirt underneath its large collar and cape, as well as a team-coloured top and trousers. The Vampire of course has fangs, and a black head of hair and black beard. This unit's price is 200 points, and for the Vampire's performance it's a pretty good trade-off. Another welcome skeleton unit to add to the collection. The pumpkin catapult is constructed of bone and wood, with the bone making up the catapult mechanism and the wood making up the frame. And as the name implies, the catapult launches pumpkins. Said pumpkins appear to bounce a few times after initially hitting the ground. Just a few more cosmetic features to note: the catapult has skulls on the wheels, rip flags on the side, and the area the pumpkin lies before being flung is made out of a ribcage. The pumpkin catapult has a skeleton manning it. The skeleton looks pretty bare bones apart from what remains of a shirt, and a helmet that resembles an Imperial German pickelhaube. Price is the exact same as the ordinary catapult at 100 points. Both also do the same damage and have the same health. We now move on to my personal favourite of the new units. The Swordcaster's appearance is that of an imprisoned mage. This unit bears an armoured chest plate fastened to its body via a neck restraint. This chest piece sits atop a coat. This coat is team coloured with brown stripes. The swordcaster appears to have gloves on, however its hands are locked together via a small cylindrical prison that presents a large keyhole on the front. Lastly, this unit wears a pair of shorts and a pair of black boots. Instead of walking, the swordcaster floats rather elegantly. This unit surrounds itself with 8 swords. These swords bear the same keyhole as the restraint holding the caster's hands together. Once in range of an enemy, this unit will infinitely propel the previously mentioned swords towards its target at a rate of 1 per second. The swordcaster has this ability to move backwards, which at face value doesn't seem like an ability. However, very few ranged units are capable of this. This small skill allows the swordcaster to expel more swords from the ring that surrounds him before the enemy can get in range to deal damage. Upon this unit's death, it drives all 8 of the surrounding swords into its body. This brings us to the last of the new units. Rather simple in appearance, the Reaper takes the form of a skeleton with a ripped and torn robe. This unit possesses 6 long tentacles that loom over its shoulders, that impale a unit that's close enough. After an enemy has been bludgeoned, the tentacle returns to its position, still holding onto the body of its victim, where it is now suspended as if it's on display. After all 6 tentacles have chosen the body, the Reaper uses its large scythe to attack any remaining units. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave a like and perhaps consider subscribing for more tab related content.